Rock and roll. My second artist showcase. Have you guys heard this song yet?
No.
Yeah.
I did.
I love it.
I'll let you enjoy it then.
Yeah, we really call it the AC show. really call it the AC show. It's the AC show.
It's grooving.
Yeah.
It's the
Stop
AC
that.
show with AC, your host. Check it out.
And then usually we dab.
Oh, okay.
Welcome you guys to another episode of the AC Show. This is the second artist showcase with my friends Danielle and Jordan, who make up the duo Cross Parallel. So we're going to talk a bit about both your guys' musical journeys, and then how Cross Parallel came to be, play a few of your tracks, and just hopefully have a good time and let you guys de-stress from your adventure that got you here.
Please.
Oh man.
Can you fill our viewers in on what might have happened there? First
Okay.
off, who was driving?
I blame it on construction and Google Maps.
Yeah.
So we had his address typed in and we were coming down the back roads of Abbotsford area and we were on 264.
Yeah, we were heading for 0, which I never take. So
Yeah,
I saw the road
it's tricky there.
3B
It's all new.
or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's not 0, so I have to keep going. And
We
and all
also
of a
saw a
sudden,
Range Rover and then we
yeah,
got
we
distracted.
saw a Range Rover. Long
Something
story.
shiny.
Yeah,
I'm like, wow.
yeah. And then next thing we knew, we were like, okay, this is like the border coming up. I can't turn around. It's a one-way. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was a little too late. We had to go through into the U.S. briefly just to turn around. They let us, and it was actually
Illegally.
pretty
Yeah.
good.
Because you guys didn't have any documentation. Well, you had your driver's
We had
license
our
or whatever,
licenses.
but not Nexus or passports.
Question. We
Yeah.
need our passport, correct? Because we got into a big argument about it.
Right.
I'm not 100%. I know there's something different between flying and driving.
See, that's what I thought it was. I think you just need your driver's license to get across, but maybe that is like 10 years old now.
Yeah, or maybe it works one way and then you're stuck and you can't get back.
Yeah,
but
maybe,
you guys,
right.
you did get back.
We got
It
back.
was stressful, but we did it.
Did they give you a hard time, or were they like, it happens all the time kind of thing?
The American border kind of did, but no, it wasn't bad. It could have been way worse.
We might
Yeah.
have got a fan out of the Canadian one. He took our name, so
Oh, yeah.
saw the guitar.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing, because they don't want you bringing guitars and stuff, because they
Yeah.
think you're going to go
Yeah, were you making money?
work down there. Yeah.
They were like, so you're going to a podcast? And they're like, so this guy's a musician, but you're musicians. It was
They look up my podcast and they're like, this is not legit at all.
They would like the music.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Stuck in
There
my
you go.
head.
So safe to say, probably the last time you come and visit me here. So let's
First and last, yeah.
make
Make
the
it
most
count.
of it, anyways. So I figured we would start off. I met Danielle first through music, and then I met Jordan through Danielle, kind of.
Yeah.
So I thought, Danielle, we would talk a bit about your kind of musical journey, how we met, and then play one of your solo tunes.
Cool.
Because both Danielle and Jordan have done a lot of solo work or work with other bands, and now it's come together to join forces and take over the
yes.
Canadian country music scene.
Yeah, hopefully.
And so Danielle, what kind of got you into music first? I know you've done a lot of competitive dancing as well.
Yeah.
But can you take us through kind of your start in dance and your start in music and what led you to the solo artist stuff where we met?
Yeah, so dance was definitely kind of the direction of where I thought everything was going to go for my life. I was in ballroom really heavily. I would go back to Vegas every month. I was training with a coach there, and that was like my goal in life was to be a dance coach, and that was kind of everything. That was what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until I like destroyed my knee that I picked up the guitar that I had in my closet for like a really long time.
Yeah.
And decided to start playing it. And then I wrote my first song, and everything kind of just molded into that. And I had been in choir and band, and I was like that kind of band geek in school.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that it was something that I was going to be able to do as a career. And I guess injuring myself led me to music. So it was
Yeah,
really
interesting.
weird.
And you grew up in Alberta, right?
Yeah. So I grew up in Alberta,
What's the town?
which there's
Like
so
you moved
many.
around a bit?
I was born in Vermilion.
Okay, yeah.
Grew up mostly in Morinville area.
Yes, yeah.
Rednecks.
Yeah.
And then moved to Edmonton, graduated there. Moved to Vancouver when I was 18.
Right on. Okay. So you started in dance, kind of hurt yourself, and so you started writing more music. What was the first tune you wrote?
Choose Me.
Choose Me.
You don't know that one, I don't think.
Choose Me.
But I recognize the...
I don't even know.
You
it.
probably
No?
listened to it. It's on the...
Maybe. It was recorded, right?
Yeah, on
Yeah.
More Than Just a Girl.
Yeah, that's right. No, I listened to that stuff as well.
I don't let him.
No.
Yeah, yeah. Every time I go to put it on,
Yeah.
she turns it off.
Oh, there's some good stuff on there. You should never be ashamed of where you began,
Yeah.
right? And then it just helps show people how much you've grown.
You
Yeah.
gonna play that
True.
today?
No, I didn't have that one loaded up.
No, we're good with that. But yeah, my first ever show, I was 15.
Yeah.
And then after I graduated, moved here and started playing. Met you guys through Sheldon, who I had been working with since I was 15. He threw me in front of the mic for the first time.
Okay, right, yes. And so Sheldon, I've talked about before on the podcast, and because we all kind of record a lot of stuff with Sheldon. He's an incredible engineer out of Vancouver. And so Danielle was kind of looking for a backing band out here.
Yeah.
And Sheldon knew us from recording Pardon My Striptease stuff.
Yeah.
And so Dylan, our drummer, and Adam, the bass player, were playing with you. And then you were kind of looking for someone to play a bit of guitar when you didn't want to, just rhythm guitar, and sing some backups. And that's how we met.
Yeah.
And we did a few shows together. We
Like a year.
yeah, it was
A year or more, yeah.
I know, probably around 20 different shows anyways,
Oh, yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. At least, yeah.
Obviously the best memory of that was going to Halifax
Yes.
for the
yes.
so where I got this t-shirt. That's why I'm wearing it.
Nice.
And for the Canadian Country Music Awards.
Yeah.
That was really, really awesome. And we played at Merit, did a small set at Merit. You've done a lot more of these festivals and bigger profile gigs since I played with you. But yeah, there was some really good times. I really liked that. It was different for me because I was, I do my own solo stuff or whatever, but for you, I was just kind of able to lay back and be in the background a bit more. It was a cool experience for me. So I've always been really thankful to have that.
And then you sang on one of my songs, and I sang on Sweetheart.
Yeah.
So it was cool. It was cool how it all worked out.
I had this one. People have heard Sweetheart. I had this one loaded up, so I'm just going to play it anyways until the first chorus, and then I'll cut it off. Because this is the one where I did backups on one of your songs. Did I Make You This Way? I love this tune. It's cool.
Nice.
Was it something I did? Was it something I said to make you this way? And I wanna know what's really on your mind, what's really going on. And did I make you this way? Can we just go out like we used to? Drive all night long, look into each other's eyes and never see the wrong. Stay out till the sunrise in each other's arms, knowing it was me and you against the world. No one could ever break that bond. I wanna know, did I make you this way?
Boom.
There you go, right?
Nice.
So what album is that on?
Not more than just a go. Here right now.
Here Right Now, right. So those were the songs that I played with you mostly.
Yeah.
And when that album came out, available still
Yes,
on
it is.
iTunes and
Everything.
Spotify under Danielle Marie. Because you've done quite a bit of solo stuff.
Yeah. No, I never imagined being in a band. Like, that was not
That's right.
in the plans.
And most recently, you put out 2 singles
Yeah.
as a solo artist still.
Yes.
that was the one we're gonna play. I Want to Go There, and the other one,
As Long as I'm Awake.
As Long as I'm Awake.
Yeah.
Another very cool tune.
Thank you.
I chose this one because it was only 99 cents, and the other one was $1.29.
You cheap.
And on here, because I subscribe to Spotify or whatever, but on here I have to use the iTunes, so we have to buy them.
Well, I appreciate it.
But I love both the tunes, and so I was just like, well, this one's cheaper. So I get that one. But anyway, so and these came out. When did these ones come out?
2016, I think I Want to Go There was, and then 2017 was As Long as I'm Awake, and it was that summer. So the song As Long as I'm Awake came out in November. Mm-hmm. And the summer of 2017, that's when we decided we wanted to be a duo. So it was like, okay, I have this song ready. I still have to release it because that would be a waste if we didn't. Yeah. So we released it knowing that it was going to be my last one as Danielle Marie. Did the radio tour. We're kind of like debuting us, sort of playing our duo songs in the radio interviews.
Strange, but
yeah.
Well.
Yeah, we just figured like because we've been playing together. We sing together all the time. We're obviously together, so it was like, this is stupid. You performing as you and me playing with you and me performing as me. And so it just. Yeah.
So you guys are shipped. This is official, right?
Yeah.
Have you heard this term?
Shipped? No.
Being shipped?
No.
So I had one of Jamie's friends on here, and I guess she watches a ton of YouTube. I don't know if she does it seriously or just as a joke, but she knows everything about YouTube, like all the subscribe pointing and likes and whatever. And she always was telling me, oh, you got to point more like this and tell people to give you thumbs up. And so she was coming on because I did this contest just with some friends of mine who had expressed interest on being on the show. And she came on and we did a mukbang, which is these very popular YouTube videos of people just stuffing their faces with food and talking about random things. So we had Chinese food lined up here. I'll show you guys after.
Nice.
It was pretty funny. She did a great job. She had a ton of awesome questions. She was just grilling me with these questions about past relationships and exes and all this. And I was starting to sweat a little bit. But anyway, and she brought up, she was like, but Andrew, you know we're going to be shipped. And I was like, what are you talking about? And same as my wife was like, what? And she was like, and Johnny was like, I know you guys can't be shipped. This is her husband. And it's because that's what kids say, and they presume people showing up in YouTube videos together are shipped in a relationship.
Oh.
And,
shipped.
Yeah.
I like it.
So they're gonna ship us or that kind of thing. But you guys, it's okay. You can ship Danielle and Jordan because they are officially shipped, even on Facebook and such. So,
yes.
yeah, I had no idea.
So it's like shipped and then hitched.
It hitched, I guess. Yeah,
So you're
shipped and then
hitched.
hitched. I'm hitched.
Okay.
And they're
We're
shipped.
shipped.
Okay. Wow.
Any plans on the hitching yet or not? No, we're not. We're not there yet.
We can.
We'll make sure you
can talk about
tell mom first. But. So before we get too much more into the cross parallel stuff, to kind of finish up your thing, I just wanted to talk. We're going to play this tune. I Want to Go There. What was the writing process like for this tune and recording? Where did you record most of it, and who played on it? Did any of the guys I know play on it? Did Dylan?
Darren Savard did.
Okay.
As far as like players, so I worked on that one with Scotty Chops.
Right. Yes.
So that one was a little bit of a different.
Is he out of Abbotsford?
Yeah, Aldergrove area.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I wrote that one with Patricia Conroy and Phil Barton in Nashville. So
yeah. Patricia Conroy, very big deal in Canadian country music. I remember meeting her at the CCMAs, and that's awesome. So you actually wrote that song with her.
Yeah.
And who was the
Phil Barton? He's the Australian guy. He has the song "A Woman Like You" by Lee Bryce. He wrote that one.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. That
Down
was
in Nashville.
Yeah, that was my first solo trip. I was there for a month by myself.
Yeah.
Just writing, and we got in the room and he was vibing out this cool riff on his guitars. Like he was perched up on his chair. He's like a really cool guy.
Yeah.
Cool energy, and so we all just kind of vibed off that, and I went in there with the title "I Want to Go There." Yeah. And it just turned into.
That's cool how that can happen. Like whether it's a title, it's the title, or if it's just a thought. Like just one line of a thought, and you can build a whole song around that, right?
Oh yeah. And I'm sure like you as a writer have different things in your notes or whatever. You'll just think of a word even, and so much can come from.
Put it down in your phone or whatever. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay, and then recording wise with Scotty Chops in Aldergrove area.
Yeah, so what he does is like he'll send it to Nashville.
Yeah.
Get the players. I don't really know who even they were.
Yeah, just some hired guns down there. Yeah.
And then bring me in to sing the vocals. And that's pretty much that. It's a little bit different from what we did as Cross Parallel.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, well, let's play this one for everybody to hear. Also available under Danielle Marie,
Yeah.
iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. There we go.
I like the t-shirt you got on, how you tap along to every song while the rest of the world goes rolling by out the window. We're racing over those white lines, and you slowly slip your hands in mine, and the sun is falling from the sky. We're down low. I wanna feel every fire. I wanna taste every kiss. Wanna breathe you in, give you all of me, every little bit. No matter where it takes us, and even if we both get lost, down any road, anywhere you wanna go, baby, I don't care. I wanna go there. My favorite place is in your eyes. When I'm with you, it's paradise. Just watching those stars fill up the night like diamonds. I wanna feel every fire. I wanna taste every kiss. Wanna breathe you in, give you all of me, every little bit. No matter where it takes us, and even if we both get lost, down any road, anywhere you wanna go, baby, I don't care. I wanna go I wanna taste every kiss. Wanna breathe you in, give you all of me, every little bit. No matter where it takes us, and even if we both get lost, down any road, anywhere you wanna go, baby, I don't care. I wanna go there. I wanna go there. Baby, take me there. I wanna go there.
And that's I Want to Go There, Danielle Marie on Classic AC Radio.
Ooh.
Radio.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Such a good tune. And the one thing I was thinking of hearing it is obviously how professionally it's recorded and played and sang as well and everything. And it's so nice as an artist, to see where you began and stuff and how much better sounding you can get these songs when you take the time and then the bit of money or whatever, when you can get a real professionally, produced
Yeah.
product.
No, it's cool where a song can start as just a word in your phone and turn into that. So
Yeah,
it's
and
really
because
cool.
it sounds fantastic, unreal.
Thank you.
And did this one get some radio play
Yeah, it was in
across Canada? A few stations I know you have good relationships with. And
Yeah, it was in the top 100 for quite I think 15 weeks or something
Wow.
like that. So it was
Awesome.
probably one of my
Congrats.
better charting ones. So.
Yeah, very cool. So listening, I saw you chuckle a bit, but do you still, even with these finished products, critique your songs,
Oh, God.
or there's stuff where, and I mean, I do it all the time, and I've stopped listening to a lot of mine.
That's like me.
I try and put it away for as long as I can, and then when I have to listen to it and make a decision, I do. But like for this album that we have coming out, it's a terrible thing to do because they're awesome songs and you know it. But I think that's just part of being an artist.
Oh yeah, I pick them apart like every time I listen to them, and like it'll come on in the car because it's on our iPods or whatever, and I'm like next, next. Just I don't know, it's weird.
It is, and it's one of those things. All producers and everybody who writes songs or whatever will tell you that you just eventually have to stop making changes to
Yeah.
the song
Yeah.
and put it out there because
Yeah.
you know it could always be different. It doesn't mean it's going to be better or worse. It's probably going to stay about the same no matter what changes you make to it. You
Yeah.
know,
Exactly.
so eventually you get to that point and you just got to say, okay,
And I
step
find-
away from it.
I find a lot of the times too, like we hear ourselves differently than other people.
Yeah.
Like we're I don't know.
Well, like when we know the song so well, we're in these tiny little details that nobody's
Yeah.
gonna notice on
Yeah.
their first listen. So,
Yeah.
and usually it's the first listen that's the most important one. So
Exactly.
Right.
And people don't listen to these songs as like fans.
As closely as we do.
They don't listen, as closely or as critically as we would. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, congrats. That's an awesome tune.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Jordan, we're going to kind of shift it over to you.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit because so I didn't meet you until I think when I met you was at the BCCMA like awards before the award dinner. It was at like the hotel gigs or something.
Oh yeah.
I think that was the first time I met you, and that was probably in like 2015.
Yeah,
that was
that's
when we
met.
first
When you
met,
guys
when
first
we
met,
first
too.
got together.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's right. And I had heard of you because I remember playing Chances Chilliwack, and I knew that you had as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I had definitely heard of you, and then of course the Chilliwack
Yeah.
scene, right? So
Small town stuff.
yeah.
So, how talk a little bit about your kind of journey, I guess, your musical journey, and what got you through elementary school and high school in terms of music. And I was curious, was it always music, or I know you're a big sports guy as well. For me, it was more sports in my early years and
Yeah.
less music, and then I kind of went in. I don't know. Yeah, speak to some of that. And
Yeah, I guess it was, I was about 11 when I learned guitar. My dad taught me a couple chords, and then I kind of got more into lead stuff pretty quickly. So,
yeah,
you know, woodshedding in my room just for
Yeah,
hours. And
yeah.
because when my parents had split up pretty early before when I was 11 when I got my first guitar. And so, we had moved into this farmhouse, my stepdad and mom, and I lived there. And I wasn't like a huge farm kid.
No.
I did some dirt biking. That's where I got into golf,
Okay. Yeah.
golfing in the fields.
Yeah.
And
Same as me, actually. We had a
Really?
hazelnut orchard, and I would hit balls into the hazelnut trees
Yeah.
and go find them.
I would just hit them around and go walk to them.
Yeah.
And between that and learning guitar and just like sitting playing for hours, that was kind of how I got into guitar, which is how I got into music, and then golf. And
Yeah.
I've always been a huge hockey fan, but playing it has always been such an expensive thing, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Where did you grow up on the island?
No. Abbotsford, and before that Langley, my
Langley
younger
area. Okay,
childhood.
so you were in the Fraser Valley as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously you mentioned your dad, Aaron Pritchett,
Yeah.
big, not quite legend status yet, but
Yeah.
he's going to be there, I would say, in the next
Yeah.
10 years. You know,
Yeah.
he'll be a Canadian country music legend.
Yeah.
Obviously a legend around these parts already.
Mm-hmm.
And so heavily influenced music-wise.
Yeah.
Because kind of, when did his career start? I would say, like in original music. How old were you? Were you born, or was
I was I was really young.
Yeah.
He didn't even know he was gonna be into music. He wanted
No.
to be an actor.
Yeah.
So funny.
yeah.
It's funny that we could talk about his life because he was planning on being an actor, which obviously isn't like a secure dream, just like music.
Yeah.
But he ended up he ran like a karaoke company. He would take a karaoke
Yeah.
setup to places, and that's when he learned he could sing. People always complimented him. And he entered competitions and got involved in the BCCMA scene. And yeah, from there, like, he went through a lot for 10 years. So probably 90, 93, 95 around there is when he started. And then he really he got a big break in like 2004. I think it was New Frontier or Consider This or around there. Like, New Frontier was what was like one of his huge, like, he was ready to quit, and then New Frontier had gotten to, I can't remember if it was number 1 or top 10 or something on CMT.
Yeah, okay.
And CMT was big, you know, for music videos back then.
Yeah.
And so I was influenced by him, but I didn't really realize until my 20s that I was influenced by him, because I was into like rock and metal in my like 15 to 20 area.
And you don't want to admit that your dad's that cool or anything.
Pretty much.
You know, you're
I didn't want to admit I
whatever,
had
Dad.
country in my blood, but
Yeah.
I just couldn't deny it after a while, and now I'm like a big Garth Brooks fan, Shania fan, just because I did grow up on that. Even though in my 15 to 20 range, I wouldn't have admitted that. I wouldn't have, you know.
Yeah, more the Metallica.
Yeah.
And
Hence the shirt.
There you go.
Yeah.
So through high school then, so you picked up guitar, and it was mostly like lead guitar you were playing, right? Like that's kind of your thing.
Yeah, I was like, I was getting into rock, and it started with like, I think Sum 41 and Blink-182 kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And developed into Metallica, Avenged Sevenfold, and that's when we started a band, kind of a progressive rock band. So, but yeah, as far as sports before that, I always played soccer, but I'm not like super passionate about soccer.
Yeah.
I like playing soccer, but I've always been a hockey fan and golf fan, and so that's funny to be a golf fan actually, but I would watch it. Seriously, in that farmhouse, we had the golf channel on our satellite.
Yeah.
I got huge into golf, just watching it, and Tiger Woods, and oh man.
Yeah.
Hooked.
So let's talk a bit about this first band, because luckily I did pull this clip up on YouTube that you told me about when you got here. These were buddies from high school.
Yeah.
Were you friends before the band, or did you just find each other because you were musicians and became friends? Or
the three of us were. It was me and my one of my really good friends, Danny Bratton, and Steve on bass, Steve McPherson. And it was funny how we found the drummer, who's one of my best friends now. It was Danny's mom worked with his aunt or something. And just like we were looking for a drummer, so she had mentioned it to her, I guess, at work. I don't even know how it worked, but it was like, oh, my nephew plays. And so it just got it arranged that he had come to a practice and practiced with us once, and then he left out of town for the whole summer, and then we didn't think we were ever going to see him again, and then he came back and we played again. It was a long time ago now, so it's hard to remember exactly, but this is how it went. And then we started this band, recorded these songs, and my music went until out of high school, and then that's when I got the Faber Drive gig out of high school.
Okay, well let's play a bit of this one then, so you can hear some of Jordan's guitar work.
Roswell.
Roswell. Miserable.
Miserable. Yep.
Check this out. We're just gonna do a little bit of this one.
Yeah. You just imagine our big hair, our big wigs, and like.
Didn't you wear makeup too?
No. Maybe once. It wasn't that bad.
Gloves.
You would laugh at some, yeah.
Doesn't the chorus kick in? Pretty heavy.
Yeah, we can go to the chorus. But this was me singing, discovering my voice. Kicks in. Yeah. it was like our big long 2 minutes to the chorus.
I'm sure there's going to be people pissed at me for cutting that one off, but that's pretty cool, man.
It's on YouTube. They can go check
It is
out.
on YouTube under Roswell Miserable.
Yeah.
Thank you to Tasha Havoc for uploading that
thank you,
video.
Tasha Havoc, because we weren't smart enough back then to even save our songs. So that's how I lead people to it these days.
That's cool though, man. That's some awesome guitar work, and that was you singing as well.
Yeah.
In that band. Yeah, that's cool. And so from there, how soon after that was the Faber Drive gig that came up, or how did that come about?
Yeah, we were a band for a long time. It went for a long time. So from when we were 15 to 18 is when I got the opportunity for Faber Drive. And how it happened was I was playing this thing with my dad. He actually invited me to play guitar with him for this CMT special in Whistler. So that was a big thing for me, and I was super nervous, and like it was the biggest thing I'd ever done for sure. So I'd done a couple small things with him before, but that was a big deal. So we did that, and then got back home and went to the keg in Vancouver, and he got a call from Faber, Dave Faber, and he was looking for guitar players. He was looking for like people to audition, and so he was like, actually, my son plays. He's like sitting right here with me. And for what Faber says is he had like, he just thought it was like a proud dad. But so yeah, I just auditioned and got the opportunity to practice with them. And so that was like the beginning of 2008. Yeah, so I was like not even 19 yet. It was like half a year out of high school. So
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. And so my listeners and viewers are used to this, but Haven has entered the room. Hi, sweetie.
it's a part of the show.
It's a part of the show now. What can we do for you? Nothing? Okay. Well, you can hang out for a little bit, okay? And just be very careful, right? You can't. Oh, I see. She's coming right in. That's fine.
Okay.
So Faber Drive was already pretty well established. They had a couple of hits, I think, that even I knew, and pretty big radio hits.
Yeah, I think it was like 2007. They had
That was their first album.
7 Second Surgery.
Yeah. Okay.
With the Tongue Tied, When I'm With You. They're big, couple
Yeah.
really big hits.
And then they were looking for a guitar guy to kind of fill out the sound, or did someone leave the band?
They were looking for a new guitar player to replace. What?
I whacked my elbow.
Oh,
It's okay.
a guy had left, and I think he had his reasons. I think he wanted to be with his newborn kid or something, and
Okay.
and apparently I was one of like I think a lot of people, 40 people or something.
Trying out.
Yeah, and got the opportunity to practice with them, and went really well. So I think my first show with Faber Drive was the Juno Fest in Vancouver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the white ones. This is the best part. She's gonna go get us 2 more beers.
Oh.
So
you, Haven.
Juno Fest in Vancouver.
Yeah, it was. I
So
think that
probably
was the
a
very
pretty
first gig.
pretty good crowd there to see those
Yeah,
guys.
it was. Yeah, and I think it was State of Shock.
Nice.
Who was I think after us, and Kadu was in that band.
Yeah.
Now Kadu's like I've played with him in Chris Buck band. I've known him for a long time.
That's right. Yeah, and so now he's doing a lot of
Now
country stuff.
now
Yeah.
he's doing
and he's
country.
doing his own solo stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
With 604 Records and
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. And so you do a bit of backing vocals as well with Faber Drive.
Yeah. Yeah. It took me, it's actually funny, kind of a story because I tried out with just guitar,
Yeah.
like a video, like webcam
Yeah.
back then. And
Webcams.
yeah, now webcam sounds dirty.
Yeah. Everybody's mind automatically
Yeah.
goes to the
Webcam?
gutter. They're like, boobies. Webcam.
So, and it was funny because when he asked me if I could sing, I said, yeah, I sing. But I think I was really nervous and my throat was sore for a month or 2 and all these reasons. But
Yeah.
I just, my first time singing for him or like singing with him, I can't even remember, but I just sucked. It was horrible.
It's hard to
And
believe because you have an awesome voice. And you think it was just nerves, and you were a little sick.
I couldn't control. I had no control. It was just weird. So
and still pretty young.
Yeah, and I think it was nerves more than anything. So, yeah, I got another chance after that because he was like, okay, and didn't let me sing.
Yeah.
And then I got a chance after that, redeem myself, and then I was singing backups for them for a long time. And a couple times I got the opportunities to do it on records, on tracks.
Very cool. And so Faber Drive is still very much active.
Yeah.
As a band.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sweetie. You're my favorite daughter. How's it going? And now, Mom. Okay, Mommy, you give that one to Jordan, and then go see Mommy again.
You.
Okay.
Thank you very
see you
much.
Later. Was there a hiatus for a while there with the band?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. And so you were a part of the band, and then the band went on hiatus, and you started doing a bit of country stuff.
Yeah.
Is that kind of
it's kind of
safe to say, or?
Yeah, it was. I don't even know if I started maybe playing a bit before the hiatus, but I started playing with, might have been Chris Buck band first, and he was playing a lot of local gigs at the time.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of just like learning how to play country was a whole like new challenge. It was hard. It took a long time. So
yeah, it's very different, right?
Yeah.
Especially from like this kind of stuff.
Like country lead is crazy. So like especially just he was playing a lot of covers at the time, and so learning some of those solos was like, oh man, how am I gonna do this? Yeah. So and then got some chances with my dad, and I've played a bunch of times with my dad since, but it all started with the Chris Buck band. And playing lead with him and backup vocals, but cool. Yeah, that was a part of Faber Drive's hiatus, and not me, but we had all just,
It's not on the recording. It's my wife's phone.
Oh, okay.
It just comes in here, but it's not on the recording. Interesting. So we just got a phone call, but you guys don't need to know about that. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that. So yeah, you started doing a bit of stuff apart from Faber Drive, but then they came back. And how new is this song that we're gonna play?
This one is last year. So,
last year, they put out a full new album.
It wasn't a full new album. No, he's working on an EP to be released in very soon, and that might be on it.
It'll be on it, and then it's we're gonna be on one of the.
Yeah, we're gonna be, I think, featured on a song,
hopefully.
But we just.
Cool, as Cross Parallel.
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, awesome.
We're announcing it here, and we're like, I think so.
Yeah, so you better live up to it. Otherwise, the 100 people that watch this are going to be pissed.
Yeah.
So we're going to play this Faber Drive tune, one of their latest releases, and recording-wise and writing-wise on this tune.
Right, yeah. It was recording. I was a big part of the background vocals. So a lot of them...
The harmonies and stuff,
yeah. A lot of them I did, and then Danielle and I did some gang vocals as well, and TJ Miller. Who else was there? Dan Swinimer was the one who produced it, so he had kind of and Faber. So but I did a lot of the background vocals myself. So, and I think Dan might have done some, but you could hear me quite a bit.
And Faber Drive shows coming up, like is there summer tour dates going on, or
not too much, but
still just getting the recordings finished up, and then
we're doing like a celebrity golf tournament in Smithers. Cool. Smithers celebrity golf tournament if you're around the area. But other than that, just trying to release music. It's like the new way, right? It's like
it's not as much about gigging, it's more getting them online, building your fan base online and getting the music out. And
it's hard to go across Canada and make money, right?
Yeah, like we'll probably talk more about the industry after, but we'll play this new Faber Drive tune featuring both Danielle and Jordan on here.
When did this love become a war? I don't know what we're fighting for. These angry words just leave us numb. We used to kiss into the night, gentle hands in candlelight. I can't believe what we've become. I never thought it'd be this hard. My love is built on battle scars. We stumble till we fall in love again. So take me as if I'm trying to understand. I'm never giving up on us. Don't ever say surrender. Ask me why we gotta keep on fighting. We're fighting just to make it right. Never giving up on us. Don't ever say surrender. Surrender, surrender. Don't ever say surrender. The truth is tearing us apart. Our words like bullets through the heart. It's time we lay these weapons down. I never thought it'd be this hard. My love is built on battle scars. We stumble till we fall in love again. So take me as if I'm trying to understand. I'm never giving up on us. Don't ever say surrender. Ask me why we gotta keep on fighting. We're fighting just to make it right. Never giving up on us. Don't ever say surrender. The best things in life are always worth fighting for. So tell me you're trying. You're never giving up on us. Don't ask me why we gotta keep on fighting. We're fighting just to make it right. Never giving up on us. Don't ever say surrender. Surrender, surrender. Surrender, surrender. Don't ever say surrender. Surrender, surrender. Don't ever say surrender.
There you go.
Yeah. That was fun.
Those woes in there. I'm a sucker for some good woes and gang vocals like that. Yeah, those
Yeah.
are awesome.
We've been all about that for bridges
Yeah, no
these days.
kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very big, it's a pretty popular thing in the pop world or whatever. Yeah, really cool stuff. I love that. I just realized we probably should have talked to Dave about doing it, but maybe you can send him a message after
I
and be
think,
like,
yeah.
just so you know, we're
I'll let him know.
putting one of these songs in there. It's all free publicity, right?
Yeah, he'll love it.
Yeah. So very cool. So that's a pretty big project that you're still a piece of right now.
Yeah. Well, we've been writing songs with him, and
Yeah.
him and his team. He has a lot of people he writes with locally now, and
Yeah. And so some songs writing with him for Cross Parallel.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
so the one we just did, yeah, we don't want to say too much, but
Yeah.
it could be on the EP, and it'd be great for us too, like, you know.
Just a good relationship to
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that's so cool about, and especially, well, and I don't know, maybe you can speak to the pop genre of it, but especially in the country genre, all the co-writing you do and all the people you meet and you know, you write some songs for them and they write songs for you, or you collaborate and all this. It's a really cool thing to be a part of.
I think that's because really the writers he's writing with are mainly country writers now, right?
Yeah.
So because they're all local, like they can get together once a week, and they do.
And there is a big crossover between that, you know, the pop
There
rock
is.
and the country genres,
Yeah.
songwriting wise. And then I think it was John McLean when we were working with Sheldon, and he said something about that genre just depends on the instrumentation you
Production,
use.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah,
Totally,
and the
yeah.
production.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you play this song on an electric guitar and switch
Exactly.
the electric guitar for a banjo and then country
Yeah.
or whatever, right? Like
Yeah,
it's,
and you know, like
He wanted it to be a country song
I
at the
think,
start,
yeah.
didn't he?
Yeah.
and
like-
not this song in particular. I just meant in general.
Yeah.
but
for
that,
sure.
it's a good point, because a lot of people just point out that country has very good lyrics, and it's true. Like, but some of the best pop songs, some of the best rock songs have awesome lyrics too, right?
They get covered up a bit differently,
Yeah.
though,
Yeah.
usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so now we're kind of at the point, roughly, where, well, you guys have met, you've been shipped. You moved in together, but
Yeah.
all the while still, Danielle, you doing kind of your solo stuff. Jordan, you did a bit of solo stuff, or you've still been with Faber Drive and these other projects. So what made the decision to become Cross Parallel and just to join forces, as I said, for lack of a better term?
Yeah, we were super against it for the longest time. Like
Everybody else loved the
yeah,
idea, but
and we were like,
Everyone was. They were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you guys sound so great together. Just do it. Just do it." And
and like
oh yeah,
every show I would go out there and he'd be with me and I'd be like, we're not a duo. Like I am Danielle, he is Jordan.
Yeah.
And like our parent, like my mom was kind of at the start not for it. Your dad
Yeah.
was not for
Yeah.
it. Your dad didn't even want us to date at the beginning.
yeah. Don't get too close.
Don't settle down. But anyways,
just kidding.
it was actually, we were hanging out with your dad and Jesse. That was kind of when we
Yeah.
made the like decision that we were gonna
Yeah,
do it.
because it was like, I don't know. It was, we were fighting against it, but we were playing everything together,
Yeah.
and we have
Yeah.
been, for a while, because it's, I don't know, because we're together, it makes it easy, right? Like practicing, we're already together
Yeah.
for
Maybe we wanted to wait till we knew we were shipped
maybe,
before
maybe.
Yeah,
I think that's
okay.
a part of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you didn't want to be forcefully shipped just because you were
Exactly.
making music together.
Yeah, and then like break up.
Well,
and
and
the
that
band
is a
breaks
very
up.
good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, relationships. We all have multiple relationships through our lives, right?
Yeah.
And it's a very serious thing to get into a band together, especially when you're both successful musicians already.
Yeah.
If you're entering into a new project, you want to make sure it's something that can last.
And I think we were a little bit scared too because I already had established myself
Yeah.
as Danielle and you were doing your thing and you really wanted to do your own Jordan Aaron
Yeah.
project.
There's a bit of like
Resistance.
yeah, it's like, I don't know, selfishness, and it's like in a way because we're all solo artists, and we're like I could do it on my own, and
Yeah.
so it was a bit of that came in, but I don't know, it was just like, you know what, we're doing it all the time together anyways, and we know we do have something, so
It took a long time though. Like once we decided in summer of 2017, it was
17.
like
and then 2019 is when we
it
actually
took a long
Yeah.
time.
we didn't come
and
up with
good
the
for
name.
you guys for being patient on that. 'cause-
Yeah. Oh, it took
Yeah.
a lot of patience. We still played some shows, but it was
Yeah.
kind of like finishing out our shows that we did have separately. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And the releases of the songs that you wanted to get out there.
Yeah, so last summer I still had festivals as Danielle Marie, so it was like, well,
Yeah.
we can't really release Cross Parallel when I still have these shows to fulfill, and then the name itself, like, oh my goodness,
We
that
didn't-
is so hard. Like,
that was the hardest part.
Was it? It is tough, man.
Yeah.
you had a good one
Like-
though.
Yeah, and I was lucky. The guy who I'm writing songs with now, Jamie, he already had that name in the back of his head, and I was like, sure, let's do it.
Yeah, that was our biggest struggle. I think like we
Yeah.
had the songs. We did a Nashville trip last January and we're there for a month just writing for our duo, and everyone in the writing rooms would be like, so what are you guys going as? We're like,
We don't have a name yet.
I don't
Yeah.
know. So it wasn't until when it was after we went in the studio.
It was, I think, this 2019, the January is pretty much when we decided, okay, that we like it. Let's just go with it. We're sick of, and we love it, and we're glad we waited because
Now
we
we're
didn't want some
trademarked.
name.
It's a good,
We're
and
official.
I think it's a great name for as far as branding and marketing goes.
Thank you.
Like
Thank
so
you.
many easy visuals come up that you can probably think of and work
Yeah.
into a logo or different logos along the
True.
way. Yeah, I think it's really cool. And so it was just kind of, you guys are together already doing everything else in the world together. It just kind of made sense.
It really made sense.
And it
was,
helps that your voices blend together like Fergie and Jesus or whatever, right?
I didn't know how to harmonize before. I don't know if you remember, but for me, harmonizing was a really hard thing, and he
It's-
had the patience to teach me.
It's funny you bring that up because I didn't know how to harmonize when I signed up for the gig with you. I just had to be like, okay, I'm just going to listen very carefully for what I'm supposed to sing
Yeah.
and then sing it. But
Yeah.
it's something you don't know you can do, but then when you start
Yeah.
looking into it, you can I mean, yeah, if you got a voice like you do, then you can figure it out. And
It's funny too that we played the first song of my first band.
Yeah.
Because you hear that solo, the guitar
Right off the
together
top, yeah.
harmony.
Yeah.
So that's actually how I learned harmonies is guitar.
yeah, and that's a
Right?
good way to do
It's
it
a
because
way
then you have
easier, it's
the
visual.
method. You
Exactly.
know that's
And
that's really cool.
that's what. So I'm lucky that I started that way and learned harmonies quick and first. So with my buddy Danny, we played solos harmonized and then also sang harmonized. So we just kind of figured it out quick. And so I'm lucky I've always kind of had that. Like, so
Yeah.
as a backup gig with Chris Buck, it was pretty easy. The vocals were never a problem, but the
Right.
guitar was to get into
the
country.
country guitar.
Yeah.
So let's talk a bit about the single. When was it released? This was a few months ago now.
Not February. We launched as a duo February. We
Yeah.
released our first single March 22nd.
That's right. And can we talk a bit about the writing process on this one and recording as well, where we did it? So how did the song writing work as a duo?
It was actually one of our last songs we wrote while we
Yeah,
were in
in
Nashville.
Yeah.
Last January. So it was with Jason Blaine.
Cool.
And
Wow.
yeah, so we were in the writing room. We kind of knew we wanted like a more Celtic-y sounding
Yeah.
song. We were really into that whole vibe that, like High Valley and Mumford and Sons, that
Yeah.
whole thing. So we went in there. I don't even know if we had anything going into it really, did we? That was one of the end of the trip where we were like a little bit fried by that
Yeah.
point. Our brains hurt a little bit. And so we went into it, and after we ended up writing the song, we loved it. Like we
Yeah.
knew that like it was perfect for us, and it's kind of like our story in a nutshell about
Jason was really easy to work with and
Patient.
He kind of helped bring it out of us, and
Yeah.
it really is our story. So it's
Yeah.
cool that it was our first single, and what he actually had to say about it after we wrote it. He's like, so that's kind of like your guys' like sound, right? And we're like, actually, no, that's the first song we wrote like that. And he's like,
Yeah.
so I just wrote myself out of a single. Like, you guys aren't going to release it. You're not even going to record it. And it turns out to be our first single. So
I think I love this one, and it lends itself so perfectly to performing as a duo as well, which I've seen you doing quite a bit. And I don't know, we'll talk a bit about the plans afterwards, but it's just that great. It's that real music, real instruments and voices. The harmonies are great. So we'll play it here, and then we'll talk a bit more about it afterwards.
Cool.
So here it is, Cross Parallel, You Could Be the One.
I was a vagabond down on my luck, drifting with nowhere to run to. My lonely nights were all over and done, 'cause the sun came up when I found you. Everyone needs a hand to hold that makes your heart beat like a drum. The look in your eyes looking back at me says you could be the one. Whoa, you could be the one. Said you could be the one. Just like a little bird out on the wind, flying just to keep from falling. Wouldn't have feared going out on a limb if I only knew love was calling. Everyone needs a hand to hold that makes your heart beat like a drum. The look in your eyes looking back at me says you could be the one. Whoa, you could be the one. They say there's somebody for everyone, something you feel when you find it. You'll never know till the stars all line up, 'cause destiny has its own timing.
so good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love that tune. It's incredible. And one of the things I really respect and like is even on those oohs and everything else. So you kind of keep it mainly the two vocals, right?
Yeah.
And you don't try and layer it too much or do too much extra there.
That song was super stripped down. Like we actually recorded the vocals for that together. So like most duo songs, people like the guy will do his part and then I would do my part. But we
Really,
did it like standing like this.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's the
And
way it should be done, right?
Honestly, that's Sheldon,
Yeah, he's
because
genius.
me being like a laptop recorder, like
Yeah.
producer,
Yeah,
I would have done it separately. I don't even have like two mics. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
but so Sheldon, he's like, you guys like have a vibe when you do it together. So like you guys have to, for this song specifically, right?
yeah.
So
and that's incredible. It sounds unreal.
and we actually got in the warehouse for just the vocals for that.
yeah, cool.
So
Yeah,
Sheldon, man,
When
he's-
we were listening to the end of that, so Sheldon, he like upped the BPM in the studio, and none
That's
of the
right.
players even knew. So like you could hear if you were really listening, like the click would get faster because he wanted it to speed up
Yeah.
at the
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
I think it was just 1 BPM, but like
It-
we didn't notice because I was playing acoustic, and yeah, none of us noticed, but it's kind of funny. So if you were to like have a click going to that song,
yeah. That's awesome. Hey, that's why we pay those guys the big bucks. All those little tricks they throw in
Yeah.
there. It's that's
he's
so
good.
cool.
He's really good. Like,
Yeah.
and you know, like he's good at creating a vibe and like capturing magic when it needs to happen.
and
right?
when maybe you just wouldn't think of it. And then
Totally.
you're like, wow, well, that makes sense. That's the way
Yeah.
this music's supposed to be played and performed. And
Yeah.
and yeah, it's awesome. How is this song doing in terms of radio tracking and such right now?
It's actually not at radio.
Not yet?
So
Or
we
as a
kinda-
plan, not going to happen?
well, maybe down the road, but
yeah,
it was kind of a part of our plan. Like we went into this saying, you know what, like there's so much competition at radio these
Yep.
days.
Mm-hmm.
Canadian radio is like there's so much talent in Canada right now. So we just said, you know, are we better spending our money on radio or on
Marketing
like marketing? Yeah.
advertising. Yeah, I see that for sure. And I totally respect that. Because it's a tough industry, man. And unless you have big money behind you,
Yeah.
like it's tough to make a dent in, especially in the radio world.
And
Yeah.
honestly, as Danielle Marie, like near the end, it was becoming so much focused on, okay, let's make this so that it'll get on radio. And it
Yeah.
kind of took me away from my artistry, where I started.
Yeah.
And with this project, we totally got back to, we just want to make music that we enjoy.
Yeah.
And if people want to listen to it, they're going to listen to it.
Yeah, that's totally cool and very commendable as well, and a pretty similar stage that I'm in.
Yeah, totally.
And yeah, it's because it's tough, and you guys want to make sure. I mean, you guys have other business stuff going on.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
your Valentis, and
Yeah.
which is a good source of your income, and so I do commend you, and I hope you do kind of keep to your own art, and
I think
and
we
Yeah.
will.
Because honestly, and that's a huge. I think it gives us it allows us to take risks with music
yeah,
for one, and make decisions like that and not be desperate for a radio hit. And I think that's how music should be, right? Like make it out of the love of music, not for the money.
yeah, and that's the thing, and it's one thing I've always said that. I'm very happy I've got a career in music doing my cover gigs. And if I ever become famous, cool, great. Maybe I'll make some more money with a family. It's going to be tough anyways to
Exactly.
fly around the world and do all this stuff. But it's just about being happy in your life and in general, right? And
Yeah,
so if you
exactly.
guys are making music that makes you happy and you're living a lifestyle where you're happy and comfortable, then there's not a need to go chasing that radio hit or
Yeah.
chasing the stardom. If it's in the cards and if you do want to push for it, good
Yeah.
for you. But
Yeah.
as long as you can be happy with kind of where you're at, that's the
Exactly.
best. That's the best place to be as an artist, I think. If you can make the music you like, listen to it and be happy, share it with your friends and family,
Yeah.
and have them be like, wow,
Exactly.
so proud of you. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And now with streaming and stuff too, like that's where majority of people listen to their music anyways. So as long
Yeah.
as we get it out there for people to go listen to, that's
Yeah. And actually like kind of a shout out to Faber's son who is recording all on his own. He's created a
Cool.
fan base. Like through SoundCloud and now Spotify and Instagram, he's getting famous, and he's like making a living now,
Just
and
from Spotify.
because he's doing this like the way that the kids are doing now, right? Like he's doing it all on his basically on his own, and then like the Spotify community or the SoundCloud community, they all kind of help each other, like producers and collaborations with rappers and whatever. They all collaborate. So he's just really led the way for even us. We're like, man, like this is how you do it now.
Can learn a lot from these kids out there, right?
It's crazy because now he has the power. If a label were to come to him, he has
already has all these
fan
streams.
base. Yeah, he has. So
What's his stuff under?
it's Pao Fu.
So, I have to check some out after.
Really
That's
cool. And it's it's like, of course, it's you're gonna hear a lot of younger kids listening to it, but it's awesome, and he's super talented, and he's just putting it out there. He's releasing stuff like every week. It feels like
everyone's always waiting for the perfect time, and like you were told to do that, I was told to do that. And it's like there's no perfect time.
I feel like that's not the way these days. Like, and a lot of these inspirational people will tell you, do it and fail and learn. That's the quickest way to success.
I think a lot of those rules again portray to people who have a lot of money behind them.
Yeah.
They need to follow these rules because they have these expectations.
Exactly.
And there is, if you have if you have that money, then there's a way to do it and a way to be successful by following this formula. Yeah. But in positions like ours, it's a crapshoot a lot of the time, and so just do what's going to make you happy and what feels good to you.
Exactly.
You can still be smart about it. But.
That's a great lesson for anyone, because if you have a label behind you, you can wait for the perfect release, and they can release it perfectly. But like when you don't,
you're just
and no one's guaranteed a label, right? Like you have to get out there to even get that chance. So
so as far as future plans for Cross Parallel, is there much coming up this summer? Is it still writing and recording, looking to release a few more, or what's that looking like?
So June is gonna be our next single release. Hopefully, that's what we're pushing for. And we're gonna probably play that one today. But as far as gigs this summer, it's a lot of acoustic stuff. We have just the two of us. Mm-hmm. We kind of missed the boat with all the festivals this year, just with launching with it when we did. But
that's tough. Yeah, I see that.
But it'll be busy nonetheless.
Yeah, because you guys did the rodeo here, right?
We did the kickoff party. Just a week ago, not even so.
And you did that as a duo.
Yeah.
And so as far as that goes, I'm sure eventually bigger shows you might have band come with you or whatever. Yeah. That's kind of still the plan.
Yeah.
But I think as I said about this kind of music, like it's great when you can hold it down, just the two of you, make it about the vocals and stuff, right? Like you were doing at the rodeo, I'm sure. It's
fun, honestly, and it forces me out of my comfort zone. Like playing guitar for me, as you know, was always kind of a nerve-wracking thing, and now I have to be better at it because it's just the two of us. So no, we like playing just together. It's fun. I kind of want to get one of those pedal things too and start.
There's cool, all the foot percussion or whatever. Or is that what you're talking about?
Well, like the loop pedals.
Or a loop pedal. Okay, yeah, totally. I know, and so I have a loop pedal. Yeah. Jamie got me one a while ago, and I tried messing around on it a bit, and it'll take me a while, but because I want to start being able to play some solos or whatever, because I'm strictly rhythm. But the loop, it is cool to get into. Yeah. And there's lots you can do, and then again, you can keep it just the two of you guys for as long as you can. And
look at Ed Sheeran; he sells out arenas, and he literally has his pedal on himself.
Or there's tons, just duo performances too. Like 21 Pilots is a duo, right? Yes. Like they have a bunch of tracks and stuff, different music, but it's all out there and available to kind of make it successful. Yeah. That's really cool. So, as a dream scenario for Cross Parallel, what are you guys looking at? Like I'm sure you guys have talked about it, but in your lives, like we talked about how, you guys seem to be very happy now with the Valentis business and making music. Yeah. And so what would you like to see as some maybe long-term goals for Cross Parallel?
Do you want to go first?
We both dream pretty big. So, like we want to think very big. We want and we kind of want to do it from an honest place. Yeah. I think that's the most important thing. Like we just want to end up to be able to do this for a living while being honest with our music. And so that's kind of the main thing. We don't want to just do it for the success or the money, but we, of course, where we dream very big. But
Yeah.
I've always dreamed of being like such an impact where like Queen, for example, like people who are like etched in history for being different. And I think that's where we are, is like if we are selling out arenas one day, we want it to be because people actually like love our music, not just because we, you know, we're just charting on radio. Like we want people to like love what we're doing. So.
What you're doing and your message, and especially, you know, I respect that for sure. That's really cool.
Yeah.
it's a good question.
Yeah, there you go. I'm glad we asked it. And so you guys, following wise, obviously Instagram.
Yeah.
I'll post all these links and stuff. But make sure you check out Cross Parallel. You grab Danielle and Jordan on Facebook as well or whatever. But Cross Parallel is the duo. Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, it's crossparallelmusic.com.
Oh,
We'll
yeah,
have it
okay.
all.
Perfect.
And then Cross Parallels Instagram, and then other than that, Cross Parallel Music on everything else. So
Yeah, that's awesome. So please do check it out, you guys. That song we played, "You Could Be the One," and follow up coming in June, hopefully. And we're gonna finish it off with a live tune, and this one is called "Don't."
Yes.
Right?
it's our
correct,
next
yeah.
single.
Your next single that'll
Yeah.
probably be coming out in June.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well we'll get set up and we'll play that for the people. Thank you guys very much
Thanks
for
for
being on
having
the
us.
AC show.
Thank you.
And we'll have you in here again soon.
Yes,
Yes.
we will go the right way this time.
Don't call, don't drive by. Don't even ask my friends if I'm doing alright. No, don't stare at your ceiling, missing the feeling of my kiss on your face. It's a waste of time crossing these old lines, but I'll let you in if you're at my door. If you're thinking I don't love you anymore, don't. It's a steep hill, a slippery slope, believing there's hope at the end of this ride. So don't tell me it's alright to look on the bright side and give it one more try. It's a waste of time crossing these old lines, but I'll let you in if you're at my door. If you're thinking I don't love you anymore, don't. You know I'd give anything, but you know I gave everything, so why to waste still try? It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time crossing these
Cross Parallel, everybody. Make sure you check them out.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.